Welcome back to the 2017 Ting Tools Superprix here at Shenington. It's the 250 National Final next. Jack Bliss and Aaron Powell on the front row with the O-Plate James Hassel alongside Paul Lawson, Ross Allen alongside the reigning champion Lee Stamp, Chappell, Scott, Gullen and Woods round out the top 10 from Matt Duncan, Marcus Hudson, Scott, Lewis Stamp, Darling and Co. Going to be an interesting one this, of course, standing start in 250 Nationals, so expect some fireworks on the way to the first corner here at Shenington. We know this is a very, very fast circuit, but that run to Park Corner, Alan, is very short indeed.
Yeah, these karts with the right gearing on a big circuit like Alton Park, Silverstone could do upwards of 160 mile an hour plus. They won't get up to that here, but they'll be doing over a ton by the time they get to this top of Stratford hairpin.
And away we go. It's a very quick start, very akin to the way that Formula One used to start in the 1970s. The second the last car is in position, go! And away we go into Stratford hairpin for the first time. A little bit of jostling, but no fisticuffs. That's all fine and dandy as everybody slots their way through. Brilliant karts, these 250 Nationals, and out in front, it's the O-Plate that's hit the front. James Hassel leads the way in the early stages, but a good start too from the 85, I notice, of Ross Allen, who was there on the third row of the grid alongside the reigning champion Lee Stamp, and he's up to third position at least, I think that is. Yes, he's there in third position with the 36 of Jack Bliss running in second position, so a great start and a very rapid one here at Shenington.
You see that these karts use the full circuit here. The other karts that are non-gearbox in this meeting this weekend will take the first hairpin. You'll see it. This first hairpin right there. You see how the track dips away, but these gearbox karts go right to the top of the circuit, and that adds another 200 metres or so to this circuit, and the speed they get up right to the top of the hairpin is going to be somewhere in the region of 100 mile an hour plus.
Yeah, some people who know me will know I'm trying to get into my karting a little bit more as a amateur competitor, just to get the feel of it, and people have told me you never quite know what karting really is like until you take on gearboxes. Ross Allen does a beautiful move on the inside there of Jack Bliss up into second position. They do say gearbox is for real racers, and particularly when you consider that this is Shenington, where fast, high speeds and top speed gear ratios are very much at a premium, and this place really does allow gearbox karters to properly excel their limits.
The two-car Aaron Powell up the inside of Jack Bliss. Bliss trying to get him on the switchback, coming down, back down into Bruno Ferrari chicane. Who's going to get this one, Jake?
They're rubbing wheels as they go through. Up the inside again comes Powell. He's not going to prepare. They come together once, twice, up and over, and it's caused the roadblock. Oh, Bliss has been hit in there by the 25 of Spencer Chappell, who's in there as well as the 96 of Tim Woods. They've got nowhere to go but into each other. Let's have a look at it.
Here's a replay. Yeah, Aaron Powell up the inside. That's going to be, either be a black flag or an exclusion. If it's been seen, that's a new axle, please.
Yeah, he's hit him once and then hit him a second time over the rear wheel.
Front nose cone into rear tyre, rear wheel. That is always going to be the fault of the man doing the overtaking. That was Aaron Powell in this case, and he is already under investigation for driving standards as the rest of them make the way past, but the three karts stuck there, nowhere to go.
How about this for the lead battle? Ross Allen dives up the inside of James Hassel, shuts the door on the exit as well, does not allow Hassel to get the undercut, and Ross Allen, look, he moves the car just a few inches further to the right-hand side of the circuit. You are not getting back on the inside, mate. It's not happening. And Lee Stamp, reigning champion, kart number one, they're in third position, running in front of Aaron Powell now, who, as we know, is under investigation from the stewards for that incident with Bliss. It's a real shame because we've lost Bliss, Chappell, and I think Matt Duncan has retired from the race as well. Tim Woods has got going again, I should point out. So Tim Woods involved in that incident with Bliss and Chappell, basically because Chappell and Woods had nowhere to go. Woods has got going again. He's down at the back, but as he looks over his shoulder, look at Ross Allen. He's just disappearing out in front of James Hassel. Meanwhile, Aaron Powell is going for the podium again on Lee Stamp. He's already tried it with Jack Bliss, and it hasn't worked out in his favour. Now he's going to try and take on the reigning champion.
He is, but it'll probably be all for naught, because the fact that that graphic came up means that that incident has been spotted by the marshals, by the driving standards observers, and if it has, and it looks like it has because of the graphic, he will be excluded for a driving standards infringement because he was the man doing the overtaking at the time. 48 seconds on the clock, so 2 to go.
Yeah, 99 times out of 100, when you know an incident like that is under investigation to the point where they've announced it, it's almost certainly guaranteed that they're going to take some form of action. Here is Allen leading, Hassel second, Stamp in third, Powell in fourth. He's just got to keep going regardless. He can't let that incident affect his judgment. He's just got to keep racing in the hope that maybe they didn't see it. You are a racing driver, you've just got to keep cracking on.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's got to carry on. He can't be thinking about that as they come through Bruno Ferrari for the penultimate time. That is Lee Stamp on the 1 kart. Where did he start, Jake? I think it was 6th place, was it? So he's made
indeed.
up 3.
Yeah, we're on the 3rd row of the grid. He and Ross Allen both from the 3rd row of the grid, looking for 1st and 3rd position respectively. Lawson is there in 5th at the moment from Ashley Lewis.
Look at that, just a couple of seconds on the clock, in fact, so they're getting round this circuit so quickly. There's now 2 laps to go.
They're going to get another lap in here. Brilliant. Gutteridge has made the move on Ashley Lewis on the last lap, by the way, for 6th place. Scott is now 8th from Hudson in 9th position. Max Snell still just about hanging on to top 10 position at the moment in front of Philip Scott. But this is the battle for 3rd position. Lee Stamp in front of Aaron Powell. Let's see how they make their way through the Bruno chicane. Looks as though Allen and Hassel are pretty much resigned to their fate. James Hassel trying his best to close up on Ross Allen, but he's definitely shown him a clean pair of heels so far.
Yeah, but he is trying to keep him honest. He's trying to force him into a mistake. But Ross Allen is highly experienced around this circuit, particularly. So I don't expect him to make a mistake. But the O-Plate British Open champion Hassel is just trying to keep him honest there.
Last lap, here we go. This is the last time. Hurrah for the drivers. Ross Allen looks back. He sees he's got a clear bit of track in front of him. He's going to get Luke Elwood on this last lap. Luke won't cause him too much of an issue. There he goes, up the inside. Nicely done from Luke Elwood. He puts his hand in the air. I'm not going to hold you guys up. You fly by. Good driving from Luke Elwood. Philip Scott, by the way, has just put himself into the top 10 on the last lap. But Ross Allen is going to hang on to this from James Hassel. Will there be one final move from Aaron Powell down into Wilkins for the last time? Through Hanger. Ross Allen is going to win this race out. James Hassel in 2nd place. Will Powell try one last chance at Lee Stamp? We can't see it, but Ross Allen is going to get the flag. James Hassel in 2nd place. 3rd position is going to be Aaron Powell on the road. Looks like Stamp has got a problem on the last lap, but he will be given 3rd position in front of Paul Lawson and Paul Gutteridge. Disqualification in the end for the number 2, Aaron Powell, but it's Ross Allen who takes the victory in the 250 national final.
Yeah, exclusion there for Aaron Powell after that incident in Bruno chicane. 210 national up next. It's Tom White from James Green, Luke Plain, the English Championship, Neil Hancock. The 2 Berries are there, Tony and Dan, 5th and 7th. Russell Hopes, Adam Wood was there in the top 10. Then comes Fowler, the 2 Coxes, Shane and Wayne, and then Tom Smith. And Kevin Wolfe rounding out the grid. It is the 3 karts. Tom White, the pole man that gets away first as they come out of Cafe Corner. Up through the left-hander onto Stratford Straight. That is the race leader picked out from pole.
Problems for the 5. Tony Berry barely got off the line at all, and now he's got himself a couple of problems. Oh, that's the E-plate! Goes into the back of the 41 of Russell Hopes. Luke Plain desperately trying to make up places. Goes into the back of Russell Hopes. He just stabbed on the brakes there, and the wheels locked up. As a result of that, he had nowhere to go but into the back. Look, he's charging through the field very rapidly. He suddenly realises, he stabs on the brakes. I'm going to hit him, I'm going to hit him. He tries not to. And look, the 1 of Dan Berry actually gets caught up in it as well. Has to take avoiding action and loses 3 places himself. The 36 then gets caught up on the inside, Stuart Henry, and it leaves Wayne and Shane Cox with nowhere to go but just to wait their turn to get through.
Again, a bit like last time, as here comes Luke Plain round the outside, trying to go round the outside.
He's going to do it.
He has got it, does. He goes down Stratford, back into Bruno chicane, but again, a bit like the last race with Aaron Powell, was that scene, because if it was, he was the one doing the overtaking. He was trying to stop himself running into the karts in front, to be fair, but he was the one trying to do the overtaking. He hit a kart in front. That has disadvantaged them. He's gained an advantage, and again, if it's been seen, he will either get a black flag, but there's no warning flag on the start line there, Jake.
No, there's not, and he's up to 3rd position, of course, as a result of all of that overtaking on the last lap. Woodward is 4th from Fowler. Dan Berry now recovering to 6th. Then Perkins, Hopes, Henry, Wayne and Shane Cox, and Tom Smith. So a very interesting start to this race when you consider that Luke Plain, you could forgive him there for saying that he had no intention at all of ramming the karts cuts off in front of him.
Not deliberate, not deliberate. And the one thing about these karts, Jake, and these guys, they have a great deal of respect for each other because these karts are extremely quick. Look at the 25 down the inside, can't get that done. They are so fast, these karts, if you get it wrong and get involved in an incident, it can hurt big time. So these guys have got a lot of respect for each other. There was nothing deliberate about that by Luke Plain, but as I say, deliberate or not, he's the one doing the overtaking. He contacted the karts in front. If it's been seen, no warning flag on the digiboard, so if it's been seen, it hasn't been seen, looks like, so he may well get away with that, still there in third place.
Well, we seem to have lost James Green, Tony Berry, who had those mechanical problems at the start, and Kevin Wolfe. So all three of those drivers in dire straits. But it's White who leads, Hancock second, Luke Plain trying to catch him. Here's Paul Fowler trying to get up the inside of Adam Woodward. For fourth position, can he get through? And if he's not careful, Dan Berry's going to get both of them as he runs there in sixth position. Then it's Perkins, Hopes, Henry, Cox. Up the inside, there goes Fowler this time. Oh, contact! A little bit of a nudge there and into a spin. That was the most minimal of nudges on the braking zone in Bruno chicane, and he shakes his fist. Well, what are you doing? But it's so easy to do. Look, he's cut across to his racing line. Was there a contact? Yes, there was. Look, the two bumpers just tag each other, and that's enough for a spin.
He lifted the rear bumper up just a fraction of Paul Fowler, and that gave Fowler no contact with his rear tyres, and that just spun him round.
Well, Berry's got through past them both as a result of that, so Dan Berry is now in P4. Here's your race leader, Tom White, the three-plate. We've barely seen him in this race. He's been that far out in front and enjoying himself in the 210 National Final. Second is Hancock. There goes the E-plate, lapping the 66 of Wayne Cox on the Anderson Villiers kart. So here they come again, and this is going to be an interesting one for second position because I'm not so sure that Neil Hancock has got a safe hold on that second place. He looks behind him. Oh, he's got a problem! He's got a problem, and he's waving it through.
You're right, Jake. He has got a problem. He's looking down at something on his kart. So Luke Plain has inherited second place. That would be all she wrote pretty much for this one then, as Tom White came through on the last lap through Wilkins for the last time to take the win. It would be Plain that would finish up in second. Hancock, would he hold on for third?
Well, let's see as they come across the line. He manages to bring the kart home in the final few corners, losing a lot of time to Dan Berry in the process, but he has just managed to make it to third position in front of the one-plate Dan Berry. Woodward ahead of Perkins, Fowler and Hopes, but out in front, on his own, large and in charge, Tom White has seen off the challenge from Plain, Hancock, Berry and all, and taken a famous victory in the 210 Nationals. Junior X30 and Senior X30 are coming up next here at the Teng Tools Superprix in 2017. Don't go away, plenty of action on the march.
That class race was not just for the Superprix, it was also for the British Open Championship. The O-plate will be on Tom White's kart for the next year.